gonna see if it does it again real quick, even if it does it for a second before I drop the keys. No, it's because it's warmed up. What it is the valves are making noise again every time it starts up cold in the morning. And I know it's on this side because I've already had issue on that side before. So what I'm going to try and do real quick is, because I got to take this car on a long drive in the morning, is instead of trying to take it apart and figure it out, maybe see if we can add some seafoam into the oil, let it run for a while, which, because you can do that, because maybe it just needs to have some in the oil or have some in the fuel, or a combination of both, because I have both. Simply because the car sat for a while and didn't run nearly as much as it should have. So that could be one issue. And that's the issue that I'm going to work on right now. So I won't know immediately if it works, but we're going to find out here in a minute. All right, well, I'm going to sit in this car for a minute because the AC is running and I want to get the fans hot. There. Well, I got the one can in the gas tank, which obviously is already going through the injectors and into the cylinders, and I did the other spray can, which became a pain in the butt because I didn't have the straw for it, which is a good thing because I sprayed it directly into the throttle body, and the throttle body was dirty, which tells me that the throttle body does need to be cleaned. But several things did happen while I was doing this. The car idles a heck of a lot smoother now. Throttle response, I mean, I'm not really getting on it, but it is a lot more responsive. So hopefully attacking this with seafoam from both sides, the intake side and the gas side, will free up anything that might have gotten stuck. Now, obviously, I do need to do an oil change on this car, and I'll probably use seafoam in the next couple tanks anyway, just to be on the safe side. And I'll go ahead and up the octane 1 or 2. Actually, I'll go ahead and look it up just to be sure of what octane this car requires, just to be on the safe side on that one too, because I don't remember, because any more than that is just a waste. The whole long story. So I'm gonna let it run for a few more minutes. The temp is also going down. It's idling here and it's not getting any hotter. It was going up a little bit. It did seem like the fluid was low again, so I got to figure that out, which means I'm going to flush this whole system, the coolant system on this car, which I intended to do it before. Flush it, and not only flush it, but I'll link a thing to Chris Fix, but he does a super clean of the coolant system, which is basically what I'm going to do to this one, to try to get it as clean and flushed as possible, so that it's, you know, there where it needs to be. So that's going to be it for this car. Actually, I want to back it in because I want to go ahead and wet sand at least the spoiler, just because. Clean the spoiler, wet sand it, and then polish it and compound it, hopefully right now, because I'm still deciding on what I want to do with the Cutlass. So let me go ahead and shut this off, and then I will back the car in, and then we will get the compressor going for a that. Okay, so I didn't use 1500 to start out with. I used 1000 grit wet sanding, and I used an interference pad so that it helps, you know, on the little not so flat parts keep it flat, and it makes the scratch a little bit smaller, but so far this is where we are at. There's a few really low spots, but the majority of it is all flat. And the few spots I really wanted to take care of, like right here, this was a run in the clear coat. It's better than what it was, and there was a big run right here that is all gone. So with this one, I'm going to go to 3000 grit now, and I'm going to go over the whole wing. So yeah, I got the 3000 on there now. I'm going to go ahead and go over it, and then well, I'll go ahead and time lapse it, and depending if the thing falls over or not, and keep going. Went ahead and wet sanded this part of this sail panel here also, because I was tired of looking at this really bad run that I did right here. And if you look, you can still see some of it there, but I'll put a picture in right here of how bad it was before I took care of it. So I only went up to here so that I know my mark. Yeah, I only went up to about this line so that I know that when I go to wet sand it again, I can start from here on over. That way I don't go over this area. You know, I have my starting point for the roof, basically, is what it comes down to. So I'm not going to do all this today, but I am doing just that spot there because I was tired of looking at that. I did want to do the wing today, which I did do, and now I'm going to go ahead and yep, here it is. I got my compounding pad here and my finishing pad here, and I'm going to be using Meguiar's polish. Well, I'm going to use the compound first, and then I'm going to use the polish next. So I'm going to go ahead and get on that, and then I'll show you what happens. Alright, so here's compounded only so far. Now I'm going to get ready to go ahead and polish. This came out really freaking amazing. But now I'm going to go ahead and pull the polish, get the polish pad and the polish. Go ahead and polish these up. I'm going to do a quick clean of the car because I'm not really going to I'm not going to drive it tomorrow looking like this, but yeah, we go ahead and polish it now with this. Yeah, why do I need to explain everything? Let's get it done. Well, I wiped it down really quick, and it came out a heck of a lot better. than I thought it would. And the thing is, obviously all my mistakes show up a lot brighter. Like that's under the clear coat. Here is another thing, red flake. So I'm not gonna be too excited about this panel because there's another red flake right there. This one came out really well too. It got rid of almost, I would say 90% of my run there is gone. I could use some more work right there to get rid of it, and then I'll probably have to take a sharp razor blade very carefully to get rid of the bottom pieces there. It could probably use a little bit more on the 3000 level, which I'll probably go ahead and do, because now that it's been polished, I can see that, you know, there is some things to it, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. This isn't a show car. This is a drive everyday car. I do want it to look its best, but you know, it is. And I did wipe it down, but because the front end was sitting in the sun, it didn't make it easy. So I'm gonna sit it in here in the shade for a little bit and let everything cool down. So yeah, I am going to keep working at getting better. I learned from my mistakes that I did do on the car, and I will learn from them, and I will continue on, even on small projects that, you know, go through, like say the Cutlass isn't going to be a small project that's paid anytime soon, but I will learn from that simply because I have to primer it and all that other stuff down the line, keep primering parts and stuff like that. So things, the way I paint my everything, yeah, I'm lost for words right now on things, but the process, anyway, whatever. All right, I figured it out. Learning how to apply the paint better and be smoother about it. We'll get there while I'm priming this car and getting this car ready over this span of time. Hopefully tomorrow when we get back, I could have been hurting. I will sand this some more to figure out how much worse. Let me put that back. I don't want to. Okay, hopefully tomorrow when we get back, I'll do some more sanding on this. Especially I want to get rid of this Bondo here, because I want to see how much more of the damage goes. If the damage is limited to these small holes and this right here, now I'm going to get rid of this anyway. It's going keyless. I might be able to just go ahead and take these holes out and use fiberglass to fix that without having to do this whole panel from here down. I might be able to get away with that. So the only issue that's going to show up is in here. All this right here. Now, especially this right here. That's going to be an issue. So I'm going to see if I can figure that out. Hopefully tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow when I get back, I'll start sanding on it some more. But today I just wanted to I needed to get some stuff figured out on that Camaro, why it's making noise when it starts up. I think it's a stuck lifter because I just started it up and it was making the noise, but it didn't last as long. So I think I just need to give that seafoam some time to work its magic. And I probably need more seafoam to go through the intake, but probably go ahead and get the with the nozzle so that I don't have to take the whole intake apart again and change the oil and stuff like that. But that's it for today. It's not really been a long day, but Yeah, it's been a day. So that car still needs a few things to it. You know, that's going to be wet sanding and compounding and buffing or polishing, and then it'll be done. And then, yeah, that was just a short work day, small tools. Hopefully that noise doesn't get any worse. But until then, I will see you tomorrow on this car. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow, and let me know in the comments what you think should happen with this trunk here. See you later.